Hey, what is going on, guys? This is Connor Semscure, and today I'm going to be talking to you guys about everything wrong with Infinite Warfare in about as fast time as I possibly can. I do have a rather large list here of stuff that I need to address. I really hope that Infinity Ward can see this video somehow. I'm going to tag them in the title. This is kind of similar to the video I talked about with the private match video and how everything's broken in custom games, how the whole entire game's honestly undercooked. But I'm going to make that kind of like a part 2. There's a few other things that I really think need to be fixed with this game. But before I start, I really just want to say this game, under all of this, could be so good if all of this is addressed and fixed. I don't know if the devs care enough to do all of this stuff, but if they do, they could actually make a pretty solid game. All this stuff and bullshit on top of all of this is preventing this game from being actually pretty good. So I just wanted to get that clear. I do not completely hate this game, and I think it has a lot of potential to be a really good Call of Duty. So let's get into this. How can we fix the game? Well, first and foremost, there's no recent players tab. So yeah, you can't join session after a game. If you're in a match, you can't join up for second map or anything. No recent players tab. You can't save rule set, so you have to go back on whatever website you're playing on. You have to type in the rules every single time. You can't save them. Even COD 4 Remastered has that. You can't save that. Games going back until I think Black Ops 1 had that feature. Like, how is that not in a game that comes out in 2016? It's beyond me. Can't switch classes during the first 15 seconds of each round. This has been in Call of Duty since Call of Duty 4. You get until like the first 15 seconds after the round starts to class switch, which is a fundamental feature, especially in COD 4. You run extreme conditioning, get to your choke point, and switch classes as fast as you can. Very popular thing, but you can't do that in this game. So you only get that first 5-second countdown timer at the beginning of each round to switch your classes, which is complete bullshit, and that takes a lot of strategy out of the game. Up next, there's no option to turn off rigs or really anything in private match. You can't go in and disable certain stuff. COD 4 Remastered once again has this. Call of Duty's all the way back to Black Ops 1 had this. You could go in and turn off certain stuff that would be banned in competitive or stuff that you just don't want to play with. You can't do that in this game, so that's another just basic feature missing from the game. Up next, you cannot select your teams before the game starts. This was introduced in Black Ops 2. All of these things are going way back to Xbox 360, PS3 days. The fact that it's not in a game that's going to be on the PS4 Pro is just beyond me. But anyways, yeah, you can't switch your teams before the beginning of each round, and you actually can switch between Codcaster and auto assign, but that is completely useless. The other team has no idea what team you're going to go on, so ultimately you're going to be in the game switching back and forth like idiots trying to get on the right team. Super annoying. I wish they actually added that to COD 4 as well. But anyways, up next, perks are completely useless, man. Like, literally the majority of perks for S&D are fucking useless. Marksman doesn't do much. It does give a very slight benefit to flinch, but it's really nothing that big. It's not worth running on SMGs, and really the only good perk at all in this whole entire game is Dead Silence. Most of the perks in the whole game are just like counter perks to stuff that's already banned in the game. I'll put a link in the description to a very good post from Parasite. He wrote a very good, like, 3, 4, 5, maybe even 6 paragraph like essay pretty much discussing all the problems with the perk balance. You could read that. It's actually a very well done tweet, I guess you could call it. Up next, you can't close the lobby or set the max players. This is insane. This has been in Call of Duty forever. It's in COD 4. Back in the day, you could just close the lobby so people couldn't join sesh. You can't do that in this game. There's no option for max players or to change your party privacy, which is absolutely insane. I'm pretty sure you could even do that in the beta, but you can't in the final game. Like, what is that? Anyways, the countdown timer is way too quiet when the end of the round is coming, and you can barely hear it, so you have no clue when the round's gonna end. You just hear this, like, not even a ticking noise. It sounds like someone aiming down their sights. I guess I could compare it to that. It's really not that loud, and you have no clue when the round's gonna end. Plus, if you're switching from COD 4 Remastered to this game a lot, you're gonna get confused with countdown timers, because on that game it's 2.5 minutes, and on this it's 1.5 minutes. So you're really gonna end up getting fucked by the timer, and the fact that you can't hear it just makes things worse. Up next, the sound that it makes when someone joins the lobby is absolute fucking trash. You have no clue when someone joins the game. It's so quiet. It sounds like a fucking beetle crawling over the screen. You 2. I have no idea what's going on with that. It just sounds terrible. That whole sound effect needs to be remade. I think the best like sound effect when someone joins the game was in MW2. That sound was just iconic, and I'm pretty sure they brought that back in AW. But up next, there's no leaderboards and there's no combat record. Now this isn't really that big of a deal for competitive players, but for you guys that play pubs a lot, there's literally nothing you can do. Like, there's no leaderboards. You can't check who's in first, who's the highest level in the game at launch. There's no combat record to check your stats. You're basically just sitting there playing the game for no reason. So that is kind of insane. Another thing for pubs is that there's supply drop weapons and guns that have like modified stats, which is just bullshit for pubs. I know that doesn't affect competitive at all, but even if you wanted to just go and have some fun in pubs, you're gonna be melted by some dude that paid 50 bucks on supply drops, which is bullshit. And last but not least, the SMG aim assist drop off makes absolutely no sense. After a certain range, basically you get no aim assist on your SMG, and no matter how hard you try, there's literally nothing you can do. They did this in response to the beta feedback to nerf SMGs, but this is definitely not the way to go. I made a whole video on this a couple days ago. You guys can check that out if you want, but I try to get all of this out as fast as possible. There's a lot of shit on this list, but like I said, I think under all of this bullshit, there's actually a pretty good game that we could be playing throughout the year if this gets addressed. As of right now, I don't know what to tell you. I can't be bothered right now. I literally can't. COD 4 is way too good of a game. I'm not gonna force myself to play this if I can't just, you know, have a normal fucking basic private match function, normal competitive support. Like, Infinity Ward's known for not really supporting the competitive community that much. If you guys remember in Ghost, the fucking bomb glitch, that was retarded. SND wasn't even in the fucking game for the first like couple of weeks. We had to play Search and Rescue, which was something else, man. But I don't know, I'm rambling now. I hope you guys did enjoy the video. If you agree on anything, remember to leave a like rating, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.